Hello YouTube, it is Championdjk coming at you again with another weekly episode of stuff that I've added to the collection. I got actually a lot of stuff this week, so some of it's just going to have to spill into next week's video. I'm just not going to have time to show it all to you. I've got a few things to show to you I've picked out for today, and then yeah, it is what it is. We don't have enough time to go through it all, and it's okay. I got a box from Tor, Eric Baki. I appreciate it, man, so much. The stuff that he gave me, I'm not going to show until next week's video, but some really cool stuff, so hopefully you'll stick around until next week. I got a box from Travis, Heavy Metal 164, which I am going to show the stuff that I got in that box, and that's actually some pretty exciting stuff as well. And then I also got a box from a Facebook seller that's been building up for a while that's got some really cool stuff in it as well. And and a couple other things. So anyway, we'll get into all that. The week was absolutely awesome in most part. Today is Thursday. And hopefully by now, I posted it to my Instagram page that I am now writing for the lamleygroup.com. So for the blog. Pretty fantastic. I'm super stoked to do it. I'm going to be covering mainly Greenlight on the blog, and which is great because Greenlight hasn't been really featured on that blog too much. Hasn't been featured on Lamley's videos really at all, and really not much. And it's just really cool that he's expanding into other brands, and obviously, he's not going to be able to do that himself, doing all the other stuff that he does. So he put out a post looking for writers. I did not actually notice it immediately, so thank you to Brian Miller, who's local to me, that actually sent me a Facebook message about it. And then D's Customs on Instagram, who subsequently also started his own channel, guys. So you should definitely check out his channel. He just posted up a video. I think now he's got like 3 videos on his channel. But anyway, you should check those out. D's Customs on Instagram. So anyway, he messaged me as well, and he's like, "You should do this. You should see if Lamley John would want you to write for the blog." And I'm like, I was very actually hesitant to even ask, just because I do the YouTube thing and whatever, and I just it's just. I didn't really feel super comfortable with it just because of that, and because I don't really have much, professional writing experience or whatever. Obviously, I am passionate about the hobby and all that stuff, and fairly knowledgeable, I'd like to think, about the hobby, so I should be able to write about it. But I was a little hesitant on that. I'm like, oh, should I do it? Should I not do it? I'm like, what the heck? I'm going to fire him an email. And I did, and the rest is pretty much history. He was like, yeah, he was really stoked that I reached out to him, and that was fantastic. So really, really cool. I did my first post on the Lamley blog this Thursday. So hopefully you checked it out. It was on the Greenlight La Carrera Panamericana set, which is an amazing set from Greenlight. I decided to use that as my first post to introduce myself on the blog, and I got a lot of positive comments about it, and I'm very, very thankful for that. So really, really cool. It's just an exciting chapter in Diecast for me to be able to kind of collaborate with Lamley and to be able to do that. So there's going to be like a few writers on the page. It's not just me. There's going to be, I think it's 5 other guys besides me. And then one of them is David Tilley, who does the Matchbox stuff, who is the LEY in Lamley. So anyway, overall, just a great positive experience so far. I'm gonna continue to write for the blog. I'm really actually excited. I've got some features planned for it, and I'm really excited to post more on it. So yeah, let me know your thoughts about it on the comments below. But to me, it just feels like a good fit, and it's a really smart way of me to kind of expand both my channel and also be able to get more involved with the diecast hobby, and as much as I can. So I'm really excited about it, and it's just, so far, it's been just a really positive experience. All right, so let's get into that. After that little story time there, let's go ahead and get into what we're going to show you this week. I picked up this off a Facebook seller on the Auto World Collectors group on Facebook, which if you're into Auto World, join it, because Ultra Reds like this pop up at good buddy prices pretty often. So if you're looking for Ultra Reds, like, don't go straight to eBay. If you're on Facebook, go to the Auto World Collectors group, and people will post stuff up for sale on there all the time, and usually they're really reasonable. So I was stoked to get this Ford F-150 at probably the lowest price you're going to find it. So I was really happy about that. So I got that, added it to the collection. One more closer to completing that series. I'm very, very happy about that. And then also from a Facebook seller, I picked up this. This is from House of Cars. And he usually kind of like blows this stuff out after it sells. So I got some Mio exclusive. There's a MiniGT Acura NSX, MiniGT Honda Civic Type R. We'll open both of these up. The lighting's terrible right now. We'll open both of these up in the second segment. Check them out. This one I'll probably save for either a 10 Car Tuesday, likely a 10 Car Tuesday episode on Greenlight. But it's pretty cool too. This is a hobby exclusive 1975 Ford F100. So that's pretty awesome. Maybe I'll open it. I don't know. See what happens. So I got those 3 models from him. And then I got 3 models from another Facebook seller. Both of these are 79 International Scouts from Johnny Lightning. This is a really cool casting. I collect it. I'm trying to get 10 different variations of these to do a 10 Car Tuesday. And I believe I am 2 variations away now. So I have 8. I think I have 8. I think I have 8 of these to open up, different ones. And I know there's a couple more out there. I might end up not waiting and opening these up. But for now, these are going to stay carded until I'm able to pull that off. We'll see what happens. All right, so there is that. Oh, and then I got this Dodge Viper RT10. Not the prettiest casting, but I collect it. I've talked about it several times on this channel, and this is one I did not have. I think this is from like an FAO Schwartz set. I forget what it's from, but I didn't have it. So it's a variation I didn't have, and he had it like super cheap, loose, so I had to pick it up. Very fantastic. And then we'll go into the box I got from Travis, Heavy Metal 164. He hooked me up with one of these 2019 Ford F-350 Lariats in a burgundy. Pretty cool. Again, I'll probably save this for a 10 Car Tuesday episode on Greenlight. Really cool. So yeah, pretty neat. So yeah, Greenlight's going to be, like I said on the blog, my main focus for the blog. I will also probably be doing foray into some other stuff as well, including some of the Asian brand stuff. Likely with the help of Surplus Goodies. We'll see what all pans out with that, but right now I'm over the moon about this, guys. So anyway, so be happy for me, please. All right, so the next is this Jeep. This is a newer tooling from Greenlight. Travis sent one of these to me loose. Let me see what the tooling number is on this thing. It's tooling number 160, 2015 Jeep Wrangler, the 4-door. I didn't have one of these, so now I got an example of this tooling. It's really nice tooling. We'll take a look at that in the second segment. He sent me this, which I was stoked to get. This is an Auto World error. It's a wheel error. I'll show it close up. I did show it on my Instagram as well. So I will show that up close in the second segment of the video for those of you that don't have Instagram and haven't seen it. Really cool. I think I know. Maybe not. I thought the wheel was from something. I got to do some investigation to figure out what that wheel is actually from. This is not the correct wheel. And I'm assuming it is a wheel that was used in that series and somehow got mixed up. And I think the whole axle, I was trying to look, you cannot get a view of the other side, so I don't know if the other side has the same wheel on it or not. I would assume it does, but you never know. Interesting. Wrong wheel car. That does not happen very often. I've got 2 of these, though, in my collection. Not of this exact same one, but I've got 2 wheel error auto rolls in my collection, so that's one thing that I'm not going to open, obviously, because it's an error. All right. Next, he gave me this Kyosho Lamborghini Gardo LP 574 Superleggera. It's super sweet. We're going to open this up, take a close look at it in the second half of this video for sure. That is a nice one. So I'm stoked to add that to the collection. It's from Lamborghini Mini Car Collection 4, and it is a tooling I did not have for as far as Kyosho Lamborghinis go. And as far as Kyosho Lamborghinis go, I want to get an example of every single Lamborghini tooling, at least one. I'm not going for like the full every single color of every one. I just want one example of every tooling, and now I got this. So that's really cool. And then Atomica Limited Vintage. Oh, I should mention too that Travis did send these to me, but these were actually something I purchased from Jeff, the Toy Pimp. So check him out on Instagram. He recently went to Japan and got a bunch of cool stuff. He's going to be taking over Heavy Metal 164's channel, as you guys may or may not know. So look out for that. That should be pretty interesting. All right, so this is the Toyota Crown Van Deluxe. And it's in green. I'm just going to pull it out of the box real quick just to give you a peek. It's pretty. It's pretty awesome. So that's another one for the Atomica Limited Vintage Collection, which is slowly but surely growing in size. So we'll take a look at all that stuff. So yeah, again, great week. Mr. Lambert, if you're watching, thank you very, 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 very much for the opportunity to be able to write for the blog. It's really exciting. It's going to be a lot of fun. I know it is. I can't wait to see what the other authors post. It's just going to be a blast. Like the way it's being done and being handled and everything is just all around really good. So I'm really got some positive vibes and some high hope for it. So yeah. Let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Let's go ahead and flip this camera around and take a look at some of this diecast up close. Okay, so upon further review, let's just open up this Ultra Red A. I've got the blue one already open. This casting, admittedly, I was not super excited about it when it came out. I'm like, it's another Ford truck. I'm like, Greenlight already does a bunch of Ford trucks and all that jazz, but this really is a fantastic casting. The weight on it is just silly. It's so heavy. And it just looks beautiful. It looks super realistic. The only gripe that I've heard from collectors and that I would probably agree with would be the fact that they just have these silver painted headlights without much detail to them. It's just silver painted. I think that is definitely the downfall of the casting. Other than that, I would say the thing is basically perfection. It's just so nice. The wheels are so nice. The weight of it is just, I mean, it just feels so solid. It rolls super smoothly too. The tires are rubber, softer rubber. They're not really like a plastic, like vinyl feel to them. Of course, the hood opens on this sucker as well. I'll just open it on this one since I've already opened it. Maybe not. Ah, there we go. And it's just, I don't know, man. It's just done really well. So, yep, having lens detail up here, or at least a little bit more like graphical detail in the headlights to make them look a little bit more realistic, I think is the only improvement that you could argue for this casting. But other than that, it's super nice. It is really nice. All right, so let's open up the Ultra Red. Just get it out of the way. So, pretty awesome. This one's, I think, limited to about 500 pieces is what that shakes out to be. Somewhere in there. If you multiply this number, this 8,500, by 2, and then multiply that by 0.03 for 3% of the total production line across version A and B, that will tell you how many of this actual car there are. And then, of course, they're split up. If you're a card collector, they are split up between version A card and version B card. So roughly $250 a card. I think that's how that math shakes out. correct me if I'm wrong. Comes off nice and easy. I do miss the boxes with Auto World. I understand that they had to get rid of them because of these larger castings, either that or make a different box. But I do already miss the boxes. It was such a great way to put your cars away if you needed to. And to me, like, Auto World really is like, it's different than Tomica Limited Vintage, but it does have, like, I would say almost as premium of a feel to it. I know that the Tomica Limited Vintage stuff, of course, has all lens detail everywhere and all of that, and they're a lot more expensive. They come in at a higher price point, but I love the nice, solid, heavy metal style. So the Ultra Red is got a white base in this series. It also has a Ultra Red interior and Ultra Red body. The tailgate does come down on this one too, but I'm not going to do it on the Ultra Red just because, even though I should be confident that it's going to go up and down, and it actually snaps into place quite well. Just don't want to do it on the chase car. Would be harder to replace should something happen. Very, very cool. So, solid feel. I do miss the boxes. I do think they should have put lens details in the headlights, or not lens necessarily, some sort of graphical representation of the headlight, I think would have been good to put there. And who knows, maybe they'll change it. Maybe they'll do that. That's something that can be changed. It's something that can be done. They actually did it with the Ford Mustang. I wish I had the example out here. They did it with the newer Ford Mustang. Used to just have a silver streak for the headlight. And then they went back in and added a more detailed headlight to subsequent releases, which was fantastic. That it looked great. So maybe they'll do that with this one. Who knows? You never know. All right, so pretty cool to get that out of the way, to add that Ultra Red to the collection. Just a quick peek, sticking with Auto World for just a second. Here's a close look at that wheel error. I'd have to pull like the whole series to tell you what that wheel actually might be from. And actually, you know what? I'm looking at it right now. I have it to the right of me in some cases. I think that wheel is from the wagon, the Buick wagon. Actually, I'm like 100% positive looking over here. Yeah, this front wheel belongs on the Buick wagon that was in the series. Huh. So that's pretty crazy. Right, that is it. That's got to be it. Okay, you guys are just going to have to hang on a second. I apologize about this. I am running over to a case. I am grabbing one of the cars here. Going to pull it. Going to take a peek at it. That's it, right? That is definitely it. That has got to be it. So yeah, so there's where the wheel came from. This is in the same series, so that makes sense that they would mess that up. They were being produced at the same time. So there is that. So pretty cool wheel error. That's awesome to get. All right, so next up, I decided what the heck. Let's go ahead and open up this 1975 Ford F100 as well. So let's pop that out of the case here. And sorry, I did not pre-open it. I should have. Easiest way to open green light for me is just use darn scissors. Cut along the edge, and this thing will come right apart. So pull the car out and check it out. So there it is, your California Highway Patrol, and it looks really good. So this casting's nice. It's a newer casting for the Ford truck. Light bar looks good. A little like brush guard thingamajiggy looks good there too. Does the hood open on this one? I don't think it does. No, it does not. So hood doesn't open, totally fine with that. Just take a quick peek at the base here. So number 3948, there's the tooling number right there, GL152. Ooh, a little mix-up here on the back rivet. Look at that. That's not quite spun down where it was supposed to be. It's an error. No. Anyway, bed's on this truck nice and straight. So yeah, anyway, this is how you can kind of tell how new the tooling is, by the way. They are in some sort of sequential order. This is GL152. I don't know what number they're on right now. They're probably in like the 160s or so. But they come up with a lot of toolings every year, so really cool. So I like getting a police version of this truck. The way I collect Greenlight for my personal collection is I try to get an example of every tooling. If there's two different versions of it, like a civilian and a police version, I try to get one of each, just to kind of show off the different versions of the tooling, I guess. So if there's like a short bed, long bed version of this, and I think there might be, I'd have both, you know, something like that. It's a nice looking truck. Really nice looking truck. So very, very cool. All right, so there's that one. And sticking with Greenlight for just a moment, here's the other tooling of the Jeep. So this is pretty cool. I don't have an example of this tooling. I'll probably get a different one that's more stock looking. That's kind of what I like to do. This has the STP graphic on the side, which, I mean, it looks okay. It's just not something, I'd rather have a more just stock looking standard casting. So this is GL160 on the bottom, number 2393. 2015 Jeep Wrangler Unlimited. This one has painted headlights, and the hood looks like it's a tooled separate piece, but it does not open. And I think the top of this Jeep is plastic. But it's got a full-size spare in the back. It's got a trailer hitch. It's a really nice looking tooling. I think it would look a lot more realistic if it was just, like I said, in more of a stock paint color. But not bad, not bad. So if I do find another one in stock paint color, though, I probably will grab it. All right, so there's that. And then next, let's take a quick look at these MiniGTs. These have been out for a while, both of them. We'll do this Acura NSX GT3. I already do have an example of this one. It's kind of the way I collect MiniGT2s. I try to get one example of each, but these were being blown out at a cheap price. So I had to just snag them. I wasn't going to let it go. I'm like, for that, I'll grab it. Anyway. Sorry about all the opening noises and all that here. Let's go ahead and get her open. I love MiniGT packaging, by the way. It's so good. Now you'd think, okay, well, can this insert fit inside this box? Well, it doesn't matter because the box comes with an insert that protects the car inside the box. For loose collectors, this is just a fantastic and genius way of doing things. I love it. That's why I like Tomica Limited Vintage too. They come with boxes with the inserts you can put your car in, so you can collect your car, or you can protect your loose car. It just gives you a little bit more confidence in collecting, and a little bit more confidence in having all your cars loose, knowing that you'll have a home for them, especially these ones with fragile parts. Should you decide to like move, or if you needed to pack some away to redisplay others and all that stuff, this box just comes in so much handy. That's why I really miss it on the Auto World stuff. And you never know. Maybe they will bring it back. Maybe they won't. Who knows? I think a lot of people like that box, though. So this casting is fantastic. I have looked at it before. I've shown it before on the channel. I think the one I have is like basically all matte black. I think it's matte black. But very well done, and I like the way MiniGT is doing things. They have some more fragile parts, but the window or the mirrors are like a rubber, so they're flexible. The wing on the back is like feels very robust plastic, They do have inserted headlights. They have inserted taillights. Pretty plain base there. It's screwed together, and it just is fantastic. I really like what MiniGT is doing. They're releasing things sort of slowly. They don't really come out with a ton of toolings every year, and that's fine as long as they're high quality. And they come up with a bunch of different versions of that tooling. So if you don't like, one particular livery, like if you don't like this golf livery and you want it in some other livery, just wait a little bit. They'll release it in something else, and you can pick up that one if you don't want this one. But I do like them, so very, very cool. I like what they're doing. I like the robust heaviness of the castings. It's just makes it feel like a really good collectible. All right, so then this Honda Civic Type R. This is another one. I have 2 examples of this already. I've got it in like a Alpine white, Championship white, I think, with like the white rims, I think is what it was. And it just looks really good like that. And then I also have it in yellow. So now I just got it in white with the black rims. And this is another casting that is just done really fantastically well. Again, you get the box, the collector box with the insert in there, which is awesome. Nice, robust plastic pieces that don't feel like they're going to break off. With anything, if it's plastic, yes, it could possibly break. But again, rubber. These are flexible. Nice job on the carbon fiber, faux carbon fiber look. That looks really good. And yeah, you get headlights, you get the taillights. It just is a very nice car. Just another nice example of a MiniGT. So yeah, and they do chases too, which is cool. I don't really care about the chases. I think the chases are only in the Miho exclusive stuff, as far as I know. I think it is. I don't think it's in the stuff that's just meant to be, in the non-USA Miho distributed pieces. I don't think they have chases in their other releases, just in the Miho releases. I could be wrong about that. Someone correct me if I am wrong. And I think their chases, too, are generally raw. I don't have a chase in my collection of MiniGT, but, and I get why they're doing it. I mean, the people like to collect chases, so. But the only thing about chase models and having like Miho exclusive chases is it's kind of hard to. A lot of people like chases because they like the thrill of finding them in the wild, and it's not like we have a store that stocks MiniGT, so it's not like you're going to be able to go pallet rating at Walmart and find a MiniGT chase. Most likely, you're going to have to go to a hobby dealer and pay a premium for it. So that's the only real difference with it. But they're cool though. It's cool to have a little special edition vehicle. All right, so this is cool. I like it. Pretty nice. Just a quick look at this thing. Yeah, I know this is an ugly Hot Wheels casting. It's an older one, but hey, I collect it. I like it. So I'm continuing to quest for every variation very slowly. I'm not like going after them hard or anything like that, but if I have any of them, then if I find any that I don't have and they're cheap, I pick them up. So pretty cool. All right, next is this Lambo. It's from Lamborghini Mini Car Collection 4, which is cool. There's a look at some of the other cars in the series. Some really cool ones in there. I have quite a few of them. Looking at this, there's only a couple I'm actually missing. I don't have that one. I don't have... I'm just talking about just toolings. I don't know if I've got an Aventador LP 700. I do have one from there. I've got an Stoke. I've got the Diablo SV. I've got a Sesto Elemento. Yeah, anyway, let's take a look at this one. This is the Lamborghini Gallardo LP 570-4 Superleggera. Kyosho packaging is also nice because you can display these loose, and you can always put them back on the base. If you save the packaging, put them back in the bubble, put them back in the box. There's the other colors it was available in this it's like mantis green, It's probably the coolest one. My second choice would probably have been orange over this more of a bland kind of charcoal color. Although if it was like a real car and I was actually buying the car, which would be something, would be that color. But in diecast form, I think it looks cooler than that green. All right, so let's see here. Let's go ahead and unscrew it from the base. And it's going to stay off the base because it's going to end up in my little carny case. So some Kyoshos roll and some do not roll very well. This one in particular does not seem to roll. And it doesn't. These are riveted together. Not all of them are riveted though. They do make them in a non-riveted. Some of these are going to be screwed together, not riveted is what I meant to say. The side mirrors are plastic and they do feel like pretty fragile. And if I ever had anything to gripe about Kyosho, would be the side mirrors sometimes look a little big for the car. And for some reason, to me, that looks like it's huge. It's a little bit too big. You know, let me know what you guys think. But it just looks a little bit out of scale to me. But the car itself looks fantastic. It looks really good. You've got, you know, inserted details up front for the headlights. You've got inserted details for the taillights. It looks good. It looks real good. So that will join my Kyosho Lamborghini collection, which is pretty robust. Pretty awesome. All right, so there's that one. And then the last, we got one more car to look at, and it is also green. Tomica Limited Vintage. The best of the best, really. They're really hard to beat these, but, you know, you pay for what you get, or you get what you pay for. And these are just, obviously they're more expensive than a lot of cars, but they are, I think, worth it. They're just so fantastic. They're like little gems, and they hold their value really well too. Like even, you know, even with a box that's not like in perfect condition and stuff like that, there are some collectors that will care about that, but there's a lot that do not care about that. I'm definitely one of those people, of course, since I'm not a packaging collector. I just like to have the box for its utility purposes. So yeah. Here's the Toyota suspension. Beautiful color paint. Beautifully done. Gosh, it almost looks like that back would open on this. Does it open? No, it can't. This is kind of an odd construction because it looks like the back is actually like this plastic panel, which almost gives it the appearance that it would open. I'm pretty darn sure it does not open. But do you see what I'm talking about there? A little gap right there in the panel line. It really kind of gives it the appearance that it could possibly open. It's definitely like a separate piece, so I'm not going to mess with it, but I mean, look at the detail on this thing. It really is second to none. These really are something to behold in your collection. And really cool to finally get a wagon. Beautiful. Lens detail on the back. Metal body, metal base. They got a substantial weight to them. I like how they number their castings and number their releases. I like the way they're packaged. And yeah, they are expensive. This one's got a little bit of a lean to it too. It's a little bit lower on this side than on this side. And I'm not sure what causes that, other than maybe how it was kind of pinned in the packaging for a while. Because when you put the car down in suspension down position, it's level. And when it's up a little bit, it feels like this one's probably been squished down for a long period of time, and that's maybe if you left it out for a while, that's going to recover. All right, so anyway, we were long-winded enough in this episode, so Again, thank you guys very, very much for watching. With this new Lamley development, my channel will remain mostly the same. I may get some extra stuff to feature here and there on my YouTube channel, because doing the Lamley blog is going to open some doors in that regard, that I will be able to share with you on my channel as well, as writing a feature on the stuff. So, I mean, it's just going to be, it should be really, really cool, guys. So, let me know what you think about it in the comments down below, and all of that stuff. And thank you all for watching my channel. Thank you guys for liking, commenting, subscribing, all that fantastic stuff. And you guys have an excellent week, and we'll see you in the next one.